High-tech and automated bar staff, drones performing dance moves, and expanded reality craftsmanship in the hallways. Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas isn't simply the greatest voyage transport at any point drifted, yet additionally the most cutting edge. Make sure to stand by till you realize what happens in the background. Go along with us for a remarkable sail on board the greatest cruise ship on the planet. Symphony of the Sea's indispensable measurements makes for great perusing. At 228,081 gross tons, she's multiple times greater than the Titanic and took the record for greatest journey transport of sister transport Harmony of the Seas. Heir apparent, Wonder of the Seas ought to be the following greatest again when she sets in motion this year. 18 decks high with the most extreme bar that is transport talk for width of 215 feet, Symphony of the Seas holds 2,759 lodges, 24 pools, 23 eateries, and 42 bars and parlors. She can engage up to 6,680 travelers cared for by a 2,200-man group. The Oasis class vessel isn't simply large, it's likewise really enthusiastic, cruising at a lively 22 bunches over untamed water. That is approximately 25 miles an hour. Not the quickest boat on the planet maybe, however not terrible for a tremendous extravagance resort. How can it accomplish such speed? Three 16-cylinder Wärtsilä 16V46D normal reel motors create 25,290 horsepower each, and three extra 12-cylinder Wärtsilä 12V46 motors, each delivering 18,590 horsepower. They're parched as well, each swallowing up to 13,777 gallons of fuel per motor each hour. The motors are situated azipod style. That implies every 20-foot wide propeller is mounted on a case that can turn to help control, which is more productive than old-school rudders. Symphony's drive motors work together with four extra bow engines front and center, which are electric-fueled and each creates 7,380 horsepower. For correlation, a Tesla Model 3 produces a joint force of around 480 horsepower. Marine specialists are continuously looking for astute efficiencies to make their eagerness to energy armadas more practical. Symphony of the Seas consolidates the shrewd air grease framework, which infuses air into the tempestuous layer of water under the boat's fall. This diminishes erosion by up to a tenth, which thus can slice fuel use by up to a quarter. That is a really tremendous arrangement, and as a little something extra air oil likewise lessens clamor and vibration levels in the rearward part of the boat. Enough about motors. How are the lodges? Generally, 50% of the Symphony of the Seas is made of lodges, or staterooms to utilize their extravagant name. For the final say regarding occasion guilty pleasure, look at the ultimate family suite. Spread north of 1,346 square feet with a gallery hot tub and a lattice-encased open-air climbing contraption. The suite includes an air hockey table, little golf, blackboard wall, and a tomfoolery slide to move quickly between levels. There's a story-to-roof Lego wall and a tremendous 85-inch theater-style TV with 3D motion pictures on request. Also, there is a private multi-stage computer game library for a simple $50,000 each week. Most staterooms are to some degree more reduced. As senior undertaking modeler Harold Law says, on board a boat the millimeters matter, so even something as paltry as the thickness of a facade on the lodge walls could be pared back over the whole length of the boat to crush in an additional lodge for each deck. Rooms are acoustically protected to safeguard motor clamor and dance music from the onboard clubs. All latrines are ensured to not spill their items into the lodge. However long, even in uneven waters, the boat never leans in excess of 10 degrees. All things considered, resting in an inner austere lodge was dreary. Not with Symphony of the Sea's virtual galleries, which project a constant perspective on the sparkling maritime world outside. Engineers on this boat utilized 4 separate camera points to reproduce the view as loyally as could really be expected, subsequent to finding from past vessels that visitors became nauseous on the off chance that the view didn't match the development they felt from the actual boat. Cunning planned stunts like uplighting and all-around put mirrors and very much picked cover designs additionally assist the more modest staterooms with feeling less claustrophobic. Likewise, the passageways, which are ludicrously lengthy in such a major boat, can crack individuals out. Designers defeated this by introducing counterfeit curves and different obstructions to cause the passageways to seem more limited. A few walls are covered with a lenticular craftsmanship, which shifts appearance relying upon your course of movement. Craftsmanship is a colossal arrangement of Symphony of the Seas. There are 13,000 individual fine arts on board, more pieces the organization says than the Louvre in Paris's artworks. One specific feature in the grown-ups just solarium segment is called Big Wonder. The establishment highlights north of 3,800 glowing acrylic tiles shining in the daylight because of shrewdly coordinated LEDs. It weighs 7 tons and covers 241 square meters. Other cool pieces remember this round exemplary vehicle for the fundamental concourse grouped works of expanded reality workmanship that shows some major signs of life through Royal Caribbean's cell phone application and a melodic flight of stairs to the Windjammer Bistro that lights up and plays melodic notes. Look out for a stowaway musician who manifests haphazardly playing tunes in lifts. There likewise an astonishing measure of nature on board. Remembering 52 trees and 30,000 individual plants for the rambling restaurant park locale. One of 7 purported neighborhoods on board Symphony of the Seas. At a previous period of the plan, it was proposed engineers introduce a green yard. However, the possibility of pungent air and weighty footfall implied that the thought was carefully racked. So how do the visitors keep occupied? Ultimate Abyss is a 10-story haphazard with beating LED lights and audio cues. You move into an anglerfish's mouth 130 meters above ocean level, that is higher than Mount Rushmore, and fall down the longest slide any place adrift. You can zip line across the boat's unmistakable inner enormous open space 9 stories over the deck. There's a standard b-ball court and a dodgeball field. What's more, a satire club, and 2 12-meter climbing walls, a science lab only for youngsters, and a library. They even host ordinary processions with completely costumed entertainers, aerialists, and monster swell drop, and DJ drove pool parties. The perfect storm is a triple-speed water slide with a swirly champagne bowl at the base. What's more, there's an all-out water park trimmed with elegant deck chairs at Splashaway Bay. In the event that all sounds appease naff and resorty, why not attempt a series of sparkles and obscurity laser tag? Or then again, take a stab at riding on not one, yet 2 12-meter flow rider surf test systems. The back deck is overwhelmed by an imaginative water theater, where Olympic standard jumpers dive 9 meters through the air into the most profound pool on any boat, any place, performing adrenaline junkie gymnastics with astonishing light shows and other arranged vain behaviors. Not enthused about the water, there's an ordinary venue towards the bow end, where features incorporate the melodic hairspray and a show commending the historical backdrop of flight with a moon arrival and a legitimate working reinstitution of the Wright brothers' plane. Gracious, in a different Ice Arena theater. There, grant-winning skaters join no less than 48 light-up drones playing out a modern stone, show over 5K laser projections on ice. Still exhausted? There's a getaway room, a rec center, a spa, and a running track. Furthermore, youngsters just parlor and grow up training classes in everything from Latin dance to napkin collapsing to sushi making. Hungry? You're safe and sound. With 280 culinary experts working across 36 kitchens, getting ready 100 distinct menus every week, 11 million dinners a year served. Each week that works out as 700 pounds of frozen yogurt and 2,100 pounds of lobster tails. In the pastry kitchen, they prepare 40 distinct sorts of bread from everywhere in the world, as the locally available butcher cuts and dices 15,000 pounds of hamburger and 9,700 pounds of chicken. That is consistent. As you'd expect, that all involved truly an accomplishment of planned operations. On Circleback Day at the Port of Miami, Symphony of the Seas ordinarily takes locally available 30 trucks worth of food. Group will arrange in light of the traveler manifest. In the event that there are additional kids on board, they'll arrange a bed of additional chicken fingers. Each of the installed eateries is intended to limit the distance from the storerooms beneath the deck. While you're shucking 2,000 shellfish, newness matters. The future of getting lit is locally available, looking like these mechanical barkeeps at the Bionic Bar. Pick a mixed drink or plan your own, and watch these metal mixologists shake you up a treat, as electronic presentation sheets feature every fixing. What befalls all the waste? A long time back, on less illuminated boats, supposed dark water, essentially crude sewage, was roughly unloaded over the edge. Today, it's treated until it's close to drinking water immaculateness, then at that point gets back to the ocean. Rubbish is put away in huge locally available capacity holders and frozen to slow the microscopic organisms coming back to port. Albeit intrinsically not a truly feasible business, Royal Caribbean engineers give their all to save energy where conceivable. For example, a 2 MW steam turbine on board utilizes recuperated squander heat from the motors to give capacity to the staterooms. These close-by unpretentious improvements in everything from propeller shape to cooling control frameworks have an effect on Symphony of the Sea's legendary scale. What is your take? Do these immense machines get the acknowledgement they merit as gigantic accomplishments of designing? Tell us in the comment section and remember to subscribe to our channel for more shipshape tech content.